watching QTV Youth Dialogue, and I am Jenna Basonko, and Happy New Year. So today I'm here for us to review 2023, and I'm super excited that we're doing this, because every single year we come on here and then we watch some of the best episodes that we have done in 2023 or any other year it was, just to check, you know, if there's any room for improvement, and there's always room for improvement, and, you know, just to check the way forward when it comes to the work that we are doing. This platform was created in 2018, and since then it has been serving as a safe space for young people in the country to come, you know, challenge government policies and plans, you know, serving as that mentorship platform as well for young people, because a lot of young people who come here have done so well in their careers or any other thing that they're doing, and young people of the Gambia get to learn from them. So we're so proud of this platform, and personally for me it has also, you know, been that platform where I have grown and just met different people, and on a daily basis when I do this program I get to learn. So I'm super excited about this. So so the first episode that we'll be looking at is actually one of my favorite. So I actually chose this on my own, and it might be a bit biased because I decided to pick what I think is my favorite episode. So I don't know if it's yours, but I know every single episode, you know, you love it. So I'm sure you'll be able to like this collection as far as it is concerned. So the first episode that we'll be taking a look at has to do with the celebration of the Day of the Girl Child. On this platform, in as much as it's not targeting children, because it's youth from 15 to 35, we also give room to children, you know. So Day of the Girl was celebrated, and we decided to bring all these girls together and talk about issues affecting them, and, you know, some of the successes that they're looking forward to in their lives. And I really enjoyed this episode. So let's take a look. It's about mindsets. That is why obviously you all are here, just so that we ensure you have the right mindsets, and when you grow and you take on leadership roles, the narratives will change. Do you also agree that, you know, beside the government, the people are not also aware, or sometimes they refuse to take some of these ideas? Do you agree with that, and what do you think about that?
I do, and I do think we need to make a change now, because once we are educated, our children will be educated, they'll educate their children, and then it'll go on like that. Some women decide not to educate their children because they haven't been taught those. They could say, okay, I agree with this man. I agree with this because he's a man. He knows better. But it's not at all like that. So I feel like we need to educate ourselves so we could educate the future generations.
All right, a round of applause for her. Amazing. So moving on, you know, Ngone, what are your thoughts as well when it comes to the government of the Gambia's interventions in areas, because obviously they're the primary duty bearer, and they have the responsibility to ensure that someone like me, someone like you is safe. You know, how do you see their interventions?
I think they're doing the bare minimum.
Okay.
I think when mostly Gambians, when they see something happening, they think it's a big deal, but it's not. I think the government shouldn't get content or complacent at all. Just because you implement something, it has to make a difference. We have to see those differences first before we feel some type of way about their interventions.
Yeah, and when we talk about seeing those differences, it has to also do with laws that are put in place.
Definitely.
That when they're not implemented, it becomes a problem. You know, we see the recent debate when it comes to female genital mutilation. Child marriage, even though it's in our laws, we still see also a debate surrounding it.
Definitely.
Even rape, we see a debate surrounding rape. You know, people failing to accept that when a child is not 18 and you have something with the child, whatever the case might be, you know, sex, harassment, or at any degree is rape. It's harassment, you know, that is not accepted by a lot of people. So when it comes to female genital mutilation, when you were aware that at the level of the parliament, some of the parliamentarians wanted the law to be repealed, on that day, knowing about that as a girl child, how did you feel about that?
I felt disgusted. It's very weird that people with such power and ability to do change decide to go down that route, which is clearly surrounded by ignorance, and I think they're uneducated.
They're uneducated?
The horrors of FGM, yes.
Okay. According to her, they're uneducated about, you know, the course of FGM. All right, like I said, that was one of my favorite episodes, providing a platform for young girls, to just come and voice out issues affecting them. And on that day, on the Day of the Girl, we talked about different issues, FGM, menstrual hygiene, and the list goes on. Like I said, it's not a children's show, but because we are targeting from 15 to 35, we also make sure as much as possible, we also include school-going children and all of that. And since we started that, we've seen that it's not just young people, within 20 and 30 that see themselves in the show, but, young people as well in their teens. So I think that it has been also one of our achievements, just making sure that we do not just focus on older, young people, as in 20s, 30s, but also the teens are also captured in the show, which is a good thing. So moving on, during the program as well, we took a look at tourism, young people in the tourism industry and how are they striving. So we went all the way to Alberta to take a look at young people and rural tourism. And, that episode was very sad for me because they did not have a lot of positive things to say. It's a bit challenging. And I'm so happy about, the innovative ways that these young people are trying to make sure that rural tourism is out there. For example, the woman that I interviewed, the first insert that you'll see, this particular woman decided to put together this organization which actually helps women and young people in the surrounding to make tie and dye and batik. And when they do and they sell it, they get to plow back the money to train young people as well when it comes to irregular migration and other issues. So let's take a look at this one and we'll be right back.
My name is Adam Majata. I'm the president of Violence Against Girls. Our motto is ending violence through art because we believe that we can empower women by giving them skills. Well, we do tie and dye and batik, and we sell those materials. From the money that we gather, we organize a training by having 20 women or 20 girls and give them the training that they need. By training them soap making, tie and dye and batik and weaving. Because Violence Against Girls, we believe that if a woman has skills or can help himself, well, I believe if we empower these women, it will help them a lot. They can help their family, kids, and help themselves. Because sometimes frustration can make you to do something that you don't want. Like your son is sick or your daughter is sick, you don't have money to take your daughter to the hospital or anything. You might do something wrong by sleeping with men or men harassing you before you get money from them. So we believe, Violence Against Girls, we believe that if you have the skills, you can work for yourself, nobody will harass or sexual abuse you. That's why we are giving out the skills freely to the women and the girls. Well, marketing is my big problem right now, marketing. That's why we have the restaurant, so that when tourists come and have their lunch or breakfast or dinner, we can still gather that money so that we can have the funding that we need to empower women and girls. Well, if I have the right support, I want to make it a big center as far as this place is a trade market, so that tourists will come and feel the historical place, the way it was running. They can buy some stuff, they will have training and have gift to take along. And always they will remember the trade market as the seafood building. I think it's lack of education and lack of skills. Because if you can work for yourself, you will never think of traveling outside to struggle. I think the government have to help us to create more skills and job opportunities. Because in the village, most of the people in the village, there is no work for them, except they go to the farm and come and sit home. It's very painful for them. For us to convince them, it will be very painful because they will say that we are working, we don't feel the pain. But actually, we are the one feeling the pain because we know what we are feeling. We are working, and sometimes we will not even have food to eat.
All right, that is a very, very, sad story there, because of the fact that these young people are very innovative, trying to see how they can incorporate tourism to also solving the problem of gender-based violence. But, she's talking about the fact that they have a lack of support and all of that. But bravo to her and her team for being so innovative with the work that they do. Rural tourism actually is so beautiful, and I think tourism generally should just be decentralized. I'm sure the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, this is something that you're looking into to make sure that tourism is decentralized as possible and to bring in, more innovative ideas where young people will see the need to actually venture into that. So aside from that, we'll also be taking a look at this episode where we featured an individual who went through the back way. And I'm happy that this year I gave this, special attention to irregular migration because we all saw a surge in boats leaving the Gambia to Europe. We lost a lot of young people this year to irregular migration, and we are sending some love and light to families, and we hope that our efforts to make sure that you all watch, and when you watch, you get to be sensitized, will at least, change your mind here and there. We know there are a lot of challenges and it's difficult, but if we just come together to provide the right opportunities for young people and parents treating their children well as well, because sometimes, the push factor when it comes to irregular migration comes from the home, and we need to work on that. So let's take a look at this one and we'll be right back.
Okay, si Galbo, ñu ngi daw fekk suñ lekk yaa fo ñu 150 people la ñoo nekkoon si biir gaal bi ñetti jigéen di res góor leen waaye ñetti jigéen yooyu dafa am benn jigéen boo xam ne ndeekumba la jigéen bu biir la yaa dégg ko Nigerian la ñu ngi daw ba léegi génne nañ xam nga da nga am GPS da nga am compass lii moo la woon yoon bi noonu fa dafa mel ni da ngeen réer waaw mu gaaw rek waaw léegi réeruñ de di muñ demee su machine bi am problème parce que capitaine bi dafa dem muy dawee su machine bi moo am problème ñu jël beneen machine ñu dem ba léegi ñu ci boori kii Maroc léegi ñu ñoo génne Maroc pour dem suñu machine bi foofu la amee problème boo dafa fekk nag suñu lekk bi jeex na suñu naan yi jeex na everything jeex na léegi ñu nekk foofu ñu ne pour léegi ñuy dimbal ñu bateau yi pour ñu mën a naka la ñuy dimbalee ñu jël essence leen jël taal ko si biir sotti ko si biir ndox mi ñu taal ndox mi yaa dégg essence soo ko taalee si ndox dafay xitil dafay gil léegi bateau bu ñu boo ñëw du mën a ñëw da ngay dem ba mujj dem fedop parce que essay ni soo bëggee dem si wanag bi sax wala soo bëggee tuur ndox nii il faut nga ut sio nga tuur foofu ndox da ngay dem ba nit ñaa ngi foo xam ne da ngay jël seen semaine dañuy jël di naan semaine
boobu doy na wax
kees bu garaaw la
waaw soo léegi waaw
ci 150 people boobu den dem ba léegi nit ñi sonn nen ñu ngi commencé di dee yaa dégg léegi nag am na beneen gaañ bu fa nekkoon man xay dara laa ko la wax léegi suñu gisee ko xam ne kii fu nekk ni dee na das booy ñu wax ne kii day fu nekk ni dee na yaa dégg léegi ñu ne ma waaw caam kaa la ñu xool kii fu nekk dafa gaañu na ñu ma ñëw jël ndox daf ko si gémmiñ bi du daf dara ñu ne ko léegi ne leen ko bàyyi ba ëllëg su ko bàyyi si ëllëg ñu xool su nekkee mu ngi dund dinañ ko xam su nekkee dund kam dinañ ko xam su dundutee su dundur nañ koy jël noonu ñu jébal ko suñu borom
naka ngeen ko dee jébal
si ndox mi lañ koy téye noonu wàcce ko si biir ndox mi waaw léegi si loolu la nekk si loolu la nekk noonu ñu ngi dem bon 150 people bi léegi lu des only 15 people.
yéen tamit da ngeen neex de so noonu ngeen a jébalee borom.
waaw parce que doo ko mën a bàyyi si biir gaal.
loolu moom dëgg la.
parce que soo xoolee
daw na yaram
gaal moom soo fa bàyyee niw mooy yaa ngi si problème. waaw bu nga fa dee sa.
soo ñaata ñëpp dee ba mu des ñaata.
15 people.
yéen 15 rek a desoon si gaal.
waaw jigéen bu biir bi moom boobu ndongo yi ñoo ko jël ñu sànni ko si biir ndoom.
dafa dee.
deewul parce que ndongo yi ñu ngi foofu ñu wane kii mbiram mu leerul yaa dégg na nga ko jàpp ñu sànni ko si biir ndoom si gaal bi noonu so ñu ngi foofu ñu si gaal bi foofu job am na fa.
soo mu ngi dunda ngeen sànni ko fa.
gars yi sànni ko si ndox mi.
ñu ne lu tax
ñu ne mbiram leerul soo óoluñ ko na nga ko jël ñu jébal ko ñu sànni ko si biir ndox mi noonu yaa dégg.
soo yow nga nangu loolu.
man fekkuma ko sax man yow gisuma ko man dama jóg rek ma laajte rek ko ñu ne ma gars yi ndongo yi sànni na ko si biir ndox yaa ngi dégg léegi pexe amatul ñu ngi nekk moo ne ko léegi fu nekk nii ñu bàyyi ko si loxo yàlla kon léegi moom dara sesul léegi.
waaw
amul lu ñuy jël si.
soo léegi pour mu gaaw rek. because ñu la war a laajte yeneen soo noo leen mujjee.
suñ capitaine yi.
waaw
ñoo njëkk a caaw dans ce capitaine bu jël mu jël bant takk fa boppam mu ne da uti ji lu ñuy protect pour gaal li batoon nii. yaa ngi dégg daañu si ñoo xam ne dañu jël bidon yeew ko ñu ne dañu dem uti ligne bi ma ne ko bu leen dam yaa ngi dégg fii dara sisul fii si na ko mbir yàlla rek moo fi sis gom leen yàlla ñu toog lu yàlla andi rek ñu xam ne loolu la ñuy dundee yaa ngi dégg man maa ngi foofu ba mujj gi suma tànk bi stain na bii su ma yàggee toog ni dafay niiwi yaa ngi dégg soo ñu ngi foofu ba one day baton bi moo ñu ñoo jël foofu beneen baton moo ñuy jël si foofu fekk daanaka jeexal nañ only 15 people so di bu ñëwee naar yi di bu ñëwee foofu ñu jël si ñu balaa ñuy jël si sax dañuy xasagum allo yaa dégg yëpp ñu ngi ne teg parce que fu nekk ñëpp sonn nañ.
soo ñu jox leen lekk.
ñu jox ñu lii mburu lii leen ñoo gerte ak mbiskit la ñuy jox yaa dégg loolu la ñuy jëlee ñu andi ñi.
soo noonu ngeen ñibbisee.
noonu la ñuy ñibbisee.
Gambie
waaw.
all right episode boobu nag soo gisee ñu defoon ko is because dañ bëgg a nit yi xam exactly ku dem back way gaal bi lan nga fa dee dunda it was about over 100 and something people and they all died and it's 15 and the saddest part is women now go through the back way. Women have always been going through the back way, but actually we see that there's a we don't have the exact figures, but then by just checking relationships with people and what people say, you can tell that there's a surge. So generally, like I said, more opportunities need to be created for young people and also parents at home. When a young person is in the Gambia and the person is trying, nañ leen defante ndanka su boobaa bu leen dee wax ne li nga indi si kër bi dafa ndaw sa broda mu ngi America moom lii la ñu dee yónnee yow dala si nga am kii dollar la am currency daal amul fenn xam nañ ne nag dollar bi ak pound baa gën a am doole waaye kii indi dala si tamit loolu la am te bu ko tegee si table bi nag nga war ko mën a appreciate so parents yi dee leen dee appreciate seen doom yi li ñoo indi because am na kaddu yi ngi leen di wax yeeg dañoo wax ne ñoom tekki wuñ su boobaa ñu dugg a gaal dem te bu boobaa ñu ñàkka leen so dara jaru ko fi nag let's just try Gambia fii koo fi gis nekkut fu mu bugg a nekk koo fi gis koo laajte nga foog ne mu ngi si jàmm mu ngi si position boo xam ne yow foog nga ne moom foofu la bugg kooku nekk fa fii ku nekk human bi na mel noonu ku nekk am da nga bugg a yokkute ku nekk waaye yokkute bi nag àndut ak forcé soo ko forcé nag du dem ndanka rek su boobaa ku nekk am lu mu war a am li yàlla binda rek loolu nga am te lu sa wërsëg rek di nga ko am inshallah. So moving on, we'll be taking a look at young people and climate change. So I attended the COP28 in Dubai, and young people's participation this year at the COP was extremely amazing. So this particular episode was dedicated to young people and their participation at the COP28 because we all know that climate change is not going to affect the older people currently, and the older people currently are the ones making the decisions. So young people are demanding to take on spaces and occupy negotiation tables to be able to dictate how they want their future to be in relation to environment. So let's take a look at this and we'll be right back.
I think like you've said, I think this COP has been a COP that has really been attended by young people, not only in fact by Gambian youth, but also at the global level. If you look at it, I think this has been the COP that has been most attended by young people across the world. And having as many young people being part of the process shows that now governments and leaders are not seeing young people as just a vulnerable group, but also as people who can really contribute to the climate conversations. Because I always say this, young people are really brilliant, we have creative ideas, and our perspectives really need to be mainstreamed in all these conversations. And I think we have seen that in COP28 this year.
Yeah. So we're just going to take a look at our first insert by Kitandere, who's the acting executive secretary of the African Youth Commissions. He had his reflections when it comes to the COP. We'll take a look at that, and based on his reflections, we'll further discuss the activities of young people at the COP28. Let's take a look at this.
So much. My name is Kitandere. I work with the African Youth Commission. It's a Pan-African youth network that is spread across all 46 African countries of the Africa, and we also have membership drawn from diaspora of the people of the African descent, and we are very excited to be part and parcel of the COP28 happening here in Dubai. Currently, as we are doing this interview, we have a side event happening at the Gambia Pavilion. So as a Youth Day in the COP28, I think is a very big day for the young people, especially those from the global south and particularly from Africa, because it's a time for us to reflect on this COP as a COP of action, and therefore we are thinking about action and who are the responsibility and duty bearers of action as far as climate action is concerned, and that does not go anywhere else other than the youth. So for us, we feel that youth engagement in the COP process is a very fundamental aspect of COP negotiations, because number one, the future of COP negotiations, the future of climate negotiation in as far as very complex, belongs to the young people. We must see young people being attached to the negotiations to see that we are also learning from them as they are doing part and parcel of these processes, because these are the future negotiators that we are going to have. On this Youth Day, we celebrate quite a number of youth that we've seen across these COP activities, from the green zone to the blue zone, showcasing the kind of things that they are doing, highlighting what they are doing at the grassroots level, and very, very key action items are coming out. Young people are taking a lot of action from the grassroots, and we've seen this across, from Gambia to Senegal to Mali to South Africa to Kenya to Djibouti, and all of these countries are purely driven by young people. So we are really, really excited that Youth Day is a day that is focused on the COP28, and we want to see that it is not just a day for the youth, but we want to see the COP becoming more youthful, in the sense that many negotiators are being given the opportunity to have youth at the center of negotiation. I know it's a very complex process, it's a very tiring, it requires a lot of knowledge and expertise, but we are saying, look, it is the time to begin to pass on the baton and the mantle to the young people today.
So I just hope all of you are taking note of some of the improvements that we need and some of the topics that you would want us to include in our episodes in 2024. Hopefully we'll be able to open the lines later, but I'm not sure time will permit us, but just maybe. So if you can't call today, or if you can't interact today, just jot it down, and next episode, inshallah, we'll be live, and you can just call and tell us some of the improvements that you think we need. And one thing I'm so proud of about 2023 is the fact that on the program we decided to focus a lot on rural young people, obviously supported by ActionAid International. Thank you so much, our only sponsor and partner on this platform. We thank you so much, and hoping to a continued partnership in 2024. So we'll take a look at this episode where we focus on a young woman who is doing poultry farming, who's a poultry farmer, and she's doing extremely well, smashing patriarchy that actually says it's a male-dominated field, but she refuses to accept that, and she's doing it, and it's working for her, and she's even mentoring other young people in the area. Let's take a look at it. And we're here in Malima, Kir Malima, which is in Nyamina West, and I'm here with Sohna Sise. So as you can see, me and Sohna were out, doing amazing work with her poultry farm. So Sohna, ñu la dalal ci programme bi. kontaan nañ torop si liggéey bi nga def ba pare xam nga rek nekk jigéen nekk si poultry farm man suma yaram bi yëpp a foro fu mu nekk nii parce que xaw ma ne woon ne pour am poultry farm nii la métier so fi mu nekk nii ma bëggoon a xam rek parce que bokkoon nga si Dalaba project bi nga xam ne Action Aid ñoo ko fa def to support young people when it comes to agriculture, small ruminants, and the list goes on. So ma bëggoon a xam rek naka la training bi meloon foofu noonu si Dalaba.
asalaamaaleykum mbokk déglukat yi ak ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi maa seetaan si QTV bi maa ngi leen di nuyu maa ngi tudd Soxna Cissé may am 20 at may dëkka Kër Malima may jaaxal suma school si school bu mag bu ñuy wax Ñaamina Senior Secondary School jaaxal naa suma grade 12 daaw after that si la join Action Aid programme training center bi Dalaba si foofu noonu nag jàng naa fa ay yaram gàtt yaram ginaar ak africain waaye man dama jël yaram ginaar pour nekk yarkatu ginaar bi ñu gën a ràññee si Ñaamina West fii nii maa ngi leen dalal kon bisimilah.
so naka nga nekk di dundee yaram ganaar bi waaye balaa loolu sax naka jàng bi foofu si biir Dalaba naka nga ko dundee.
jàng bi foofu noonu amoon na important trop si man ndax balaa may dem Dalaba foofu noonu xaw ma woon dara si affaire yaram ginaar xaw ma woon dara si affaire yaram gàtt sax mooy loo xaw ma si woon dara waaye depuis ma dugg Dalaba demoo femme foofu noonu xam naa fa jàngee naa fa loo xamante ni dama ñëw rek ma start suma business affaire yaram ginaar bi jàng naa fa loo xamante ni gis loo dama ñëw effectivement maa ngi la ko expliqué loolu yëpp foofu laa ko jàngee te su ma fa dem toon foog mu woon ne dinaa xam loolu noonu yëpp jàng naa fa soo yar sa ginaar danga sa ginaar fu mu war a nekk dafa war a set every day danga leen war a set every day danga leen war a raxas seen lekk yi seen fi ñu leen lekkee seen naanukaay ak seen environnement fu ñu nekk daa tilim waru faa am waaw tamit jàng naa fa tamit soo yar ginaar danga sa noo koy tabaxee ak tamit noo leen di seen dëkkuwaay sa ginaar naka lay mel tey exemple ba ñu duggee si femme bi si poultry house bi foofu gis nga naka lañ doon liggéey loolu yëpp Dalaba laa ko jàngee te foog naa ne su ma demutoon Dalaba loolu yëpp duma ko xam parce que man foogoon naa ne yaru ginaar comme xam nga ñun local fii nii ginaar yu ñu dee yar mooy dangay bàyyi ginaar ñu dem man foogoon naa ne soo yar ginaar ginaar noonu nga koy bàyyi waaye di ma dem Dalaba laa xam ndax ban njëriñ mooy yar ginaar si nii gis nga suma ginaar 2 weeks rek la am toppatoo bu ma leen jox moo tax gars yi ñu gaaw a ponkal ni nga foog ne gars yi soo leen gisee sax am nañ 3 weeks te fekk 2 weeks leen am loolu yëpp Dalaba demoo femme laa ko jàngee.
léegi yow mos ngaa foog ne di nga dem ba nekk poultry farmer balaa ngaa dugg si lii lan nga bëggoon a nekk.
musuma foog ne dinaa nekk poultry farmer balaa may nekk si lii dama nekkoon student dama doon jàng ba ma jeexalee tamit xalal naa lu bëri loo xamante ni ndax mun naa ko def wala mënuma ko def waaye yàlla ñëw ak xewalam Action Aid génne seen programme bi ma xool ma ne waa man baykat laa te man fii laa nekk te man bëgg naa luy jëmale Ñaamina kanam.
All right. She's a young person, she's a woman, and she's a poultry farmer, and she's doing it big. And, part that amazes me the most is that, within a short period, she's able to learn this, and then she's mentoring other young people in relation to poultry farming as well. So aside from that, we are still in farming. So we're going to take a look at a young person as well who is farming and doing extremely well down there. They have their challenges here and there as young people, and just agriculture in the Gambia, it's very seasonal. We all understand that. So now the big question is, what are we going to do to make sure that it's not left to that? There's an innovative way that we will use based on what they produce. Something else can be done to produce something else. So I think, those kinds of questions really need to be answered to even make sure that young people do not go through the irregular migration route. Industries, factories, that will be in the Gambia to make sure that these young people see a need to really make it here. Because the last time I checked, the amount of young people leaving the country to other countries, even if it's not irregular migration, but, getting visas to leave is just unbelievable. And these are brilliant young people who feel like their potential is beyond the Gambia, and it's very unfortunate. So let's take a look at this video of a young person farming, and I was farming with him. I know haters will say I can't do it, but let's take a look at it. guys, currently we're in Samitenda, and as you know the name, and obviously we're in the river, so it actually, adds up with the name. So I'm here with an individual who has been to the backway before and now been supported by Action Aid. So from nekani tay yama njëkk a dugal gaal fii si biir Samitenda waaye jërëjëf si dalal bi ñu dalal balaa ñoo wax si Action Aid rek ñu wax sa affaire because yëg naa ne mus nga try pour dem si yooni backway bi so mun nga ñoo expliquer na lan la taxoon ba nga feel ne foog nga jël yoon bi.
parce que ñun man bi ma judee dama fekk suma baay ak suma yaay ñu ñàkk c'est dama lay gis suma morom yi dañuy dem di ñëw di dimbale seen waajur yi so man tamit loolu laa tayoon pour ma dem soo succeed ma gis na bu ma ñëwee nag fekkuma fii dara parce que xaalis bu ñu yaakaaroon yëpp si man lañ ko dugal te tax na ba julli bii ni passé ñun amuñ dara noonu lañ xoolee rek jàppa yàlla waaw parce que sonal na suma paay sonal na suma yaay waaw te man maa ngi nii amatuma dara yaakaaratuma dara si kër gi waaye su ma amoon loo xam ne mun na maa dimbale pour ma toog fii nii dinaa fi mun a toog waaye su ma xamoon ne aw ma dara su ma gisaatee gaal il faut que ma dem ñëfe parce que fii léegi dara nekkatu fii nii.
soo léegi li ma bëgg a xam mooy soo ne dara nekkatu fi lan ngaa wax exactly lan nga nekk di ut.
kan man
tey waaw.
man su ma amee business rek mu ngi baax mun naa business te su ma amee living naka sport tamit waaw parce que man player la.
yow mun nga football bu baax.
waaw.
soo yow léegi ñëpp si nga ndax yow di delluwaat nekkati na sa xel bi.
non xam na buñ ko jàngoon. time boobu jàngaguma ko. mu ngi suma xel parce que pour ma delluwaat. waaye bu ma ko jàngee. pour delluwaat nekkatu suma xel waaye dara nekku fii nii. waaw dama bugg a su ma amee ndimbal rek. su ma amee ndimbal mun naa fi toog liggéey normal comme nu ma neexee waaye fii nii xam nga amatuma ndimbal nii fu ma toogee nii maa ngi toog nii zéro dara nekkatu fii nii kon su ma gisaatee gaal damay dem parce que fii dara nekkatu fii nii.
waaw waaye léegi moom doo demati.
waaw
parce que xam nga loo xam ba pare.
waaw xam naa loo xam.
waaw léegi ma bëggoon a laajte gis nañ ne léegi yaa ngi si wàllum fishing naka nga gisee wàllum fishing si biir Gambia bi.
fishing am na solo lool fii nii si Gambia bi fii nii waaw sax suñu si Samitenda bii nii bolom bii nii mu ngi ne amatul jën da nga ba dee amatul jën parce que am na yoo xam ne am na yeneen gaal yoo xam ne dañuy ñëw fii nii dañuy jël sa mbaal yi ak sa onsi dog ko free ñoom seen mool yi dañuy bari yow su ma andee ak suma baay tey ma gis full gaal xam nga duñu leen ñeme attaque ñu yàkkal ñu dañuy wax ñu ñëw suñu waxee ñu ne ñu ñoo tey doo ci mun dara dañuy suñu onsi ñu ngi nii yàkkal nañu yëpp kenn amatu fi on.
so lan nga foog ne moo tax fii amatul jën.
ñu dee ñëw. dañuy ñëw yeneen saa yi dañuy jógee Sénégal di ñëw fii nii di yàq bolong nit ñi di dem.
okay so overfishing moo fi am daal.
waaw.
All right, that one on fish farming, and he talked about overfishing and the need to protect our rivers, and I think that is exactly what we need to do. So moving on, Youth Dialogue this year, we also took a look at sports a lot. We took a look at football, we took a look at just different things, just to make sure that it was diverse. And we know how much Gambians love football. We made it to the AFCON for the first time, and we're making it again for the second time. And in this particular interview, I interviewed young football players, and I'm happy to see that one of them, which is Adam Abojang, is actually now playing internationally. So these are the kinds of stories that we, like to just share, and after that, just sit down, have some popcorn, and see that person succeed. It's a very, very fulfilling situation there. So let's take a look at it. So to the Gambian hurricane, right? Currently, that's the name. Hurricane Naga. Bumi, yeah? That's what everybody's talking about, which is amazing. And currently, we see you on the papers, everywhere. Everybody's talking about how very top teams, in the Premier League are actually rushing. It's a race to get the Adam Abojang. But before we get into that, let's talk about where your journey started as an individual growing up.
Yeah, for me as an individual, I came from the hood called Bakau, Kachikali. And so luckily, we both started from the same academy. Okay. As he said, Gilkoff, it was first called Giftkoff, and now changed to Ross Soccer Academy. So we all went through that one, from Ross Academy, coming down to the Newetan, and the junior category, because football, everything, even not football, everything starts from the foundation. So going through the academy, it helps us a lot, because you have to learn the basic, and everything that footballs need. So going through that level, that was what helped us. And now we are here, grown up. So we achieved a lot from the grassroots, because from the academy, we went to the youth category, which they call Noran tournament. So we was there, played for the Black Star. Although I don't play much games in the Noran, but I was training with the team for so many years, because my elders were playing there, so I do join them for training. I always go for training, though I didn't play, so same as the Nemetan also. I train with Kachikali United, which is my boyhood area. So I train with them for almost maybe 3 to 4 years without playing Nemetan.
Oh, wow.
I have played Nemetan maybe only for 2 seasons. My first season playing Nemetan, I came in the quarterfinal, whereby we lost in the knockout stage from the knockout. So now the elders didn't come for training. So then the coach take the responsibility to put me in. So from there, I started playing in the quarterfinal. We won semi-final, and luckily I was able to win the league of the Nemetan in my first year.
And funnily, you were put in there because people were absent.
Yeah.
You weren't put in there because the coach preferred you.
Yeah, so the coach have the trust and confidence. He gave me that responsibility. I also grab it and make it happen for everyone. So the grassroots have count a lot in our footballing career. So it was amazing for us.
And like I said, we've been following robotics championships for the longest time on this program. Your colleagues have been here before, and just other people, and it has been amazing based on the solutions that you seek to achieve with what you do. But to start with, Adam, tell us. How did you find love in robotics? All right, that was Adam Abojang there, it's amazing seeing his success now, you know, playing internationally and doing extremely well. I was teasing him. I'm like, Adam, just hope when you go and play internationally, you're not going to forget me. You're not going to forget that I'm the first person to interview you on TV. And he's like, no, but I've not heard from him since then. But just jokes. We are proud of, you know, the amazing work that he's doing. And that interview really was all over the place. And I'm sure a lot of young Gambians who want to play football were really, really inspired. So quickly, we're just going to head right on to this next episode, which has to do with young people and robotics. So let's take a look at it. And like I said, we've been following robotics championships for the longest time on this program. Your colleagues have been here before, and just other people, and it has been amazing based on the solutions that you seek to achieve with what you do. But to start with, Adam, tell us. How did you find love in robotics?
Well, actually, ever since I was a little kid, I've always loved things that had to do with technologies. Yes, and so in my school, every year we have this thing called science fair, where you would build something that relates with science or like technology, etc., etc. So we also have extracurricular activities that take place every Wednesday, and I joined the robotics club, which was a very good thing because now I'm involved in the FGC competition. So this here is a robot, and it has to do with it has like a game plan that we have to follow. Yes.
So we'll get into the game plan shortly, the most exciting part. So Mohammed, tell me, how did you fall in love with robotics?
Yeah, 3 to 4 years ago, during the Corona period, yeah, that's when I started off. Because like it was like 90 days off, so my dad put me in these activities, so I fell in love with it. Every day I've been doing it for the past 3 years now. Yeah.
So we talked about how the COVID-19 pandemic came up with solutions, also came up with its troubles. That is the fact that countries were on lockdown, but then we also saw the benefits that it brought. A perfect example is you, the fact that you learned how to do this. Zoom came up. You know, people started using Zoom. And for me particularly, I knew my strength to multitask as a person during the COVID-19 pandemic because 80% of the staff were like sick. So I had to like step up to read the news like 3 times a day, to do so many things during the COVID. So it had its challenges, but I think, you know, it also brought in its challenge, its you know, solutions. So during that time when people were in lockdown, how were you able to, because this has to do with coding and other stuff, am I right? So how were you able to learn it in such a tight environment?
Yeah. My father booked this online classes called Coding Girl.
Nice.
Yeah, in which is hosted in India, but it's really kind of expensive.
Okay.
Yeah, so like we found volunteers who teach people in robotics. Those are my mentors who are in Skylab. Yeah, they were really good. They were really professional. They were famous everywhere. So like my.
All right, that was young people and robotics right there. It's amazing how young people are now, coming up with these innovative ideas and competing internationally when it comes to robotics. And I just hope that they will use robotics to, solve problems in the Gambia, such as water, electricity, and just other challenges that we get to deal with on a daily basis. So quickly, due to time constraints, we're going to take a look at our last episode. Actually, I had more than this, but then due to time constraints, this is going to be our last one. And this one was a young referee, who is being motivated by Papa Gassama, who is actually retired now. We wish him a successful retirement, a restful one for that matter. So let's take a look at this one, and when we come back, we'll get to wrap it up. First, we have to start with our champion. Mohamed Sane is here with me in the studio. Like I said, he was in South Africa, and he officiated about 2 matches, am I right?
More than 2 matches.
Oh, more than 2. Okay, let's say more than 2, at that African Championship for schools in Durban, South Africa. Must have been exciting. First of all, how did you feel, being in the pitch, telling people, and talk
Yeah, I feel excited.
You felt excited?
Yeah.
So first of all, talk to me. How did this start? How did this passion start?
Yeah, it was difficult by then. Yeah, in my area, Fajikunda.
Yeah.
There was one man called Lamin Conte. He was my coach by then. He has an academic. I was playing in that academic.
Nice.
But then I was not very good in playing football.
Right.
So if they have these small test games, he will tell me, Mohammed, you can hold the whistle and officiate for us. So I was like, yeah, that's very good. That can help me. Because if you are not good in this side, you can be good in that side.
Right.
So he organized a tournament at our field, Fajikunda, under 15 tournament. So I was there. He would be the central referee, and then I would be the assistant referee.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was there. We were motivated. We started training together. So he told me that one day, I'm a registered referee at Kanefe Municipal Refereeing Association.
Right.
So he told me, I would like to join you there. I said, okay, no problem. So one day we went there. I see Mr. Bouakari Jallo. Yeah, he asked me, boy, do you want to be a referee? I tell him yes. So we started training. Then I was very big.
Oh, wow.
I cannot run.
So you had to lose weight.
Yeah.
Then it's a difficult task.
Yeah.
You have to lose weight because to be able to run around the field.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how was that journey? I mean, show us. Yes, good. That's you right there. That's our champion. That's our Gambian champion right there, leading the group of referees coming in out with class. I see you do this with class, honestly. He definitely did it with class, and that was one of my favorite episodes, honestly, that young referee, and looking forward to when he will take the place of Papa Gassama. And just keep up the hard work. I'm sure you'll be able to do it. So viewers, that is all that we have. Unfortunately, we have other very, very good episodes this year, but I just decided, to choose my favorite, and I'm sure you have other favorites as well. So if you're watching from Facebook, for example, you can just comment below which episode was your favorite episode of 2023, and comment below also some of the improvements that you want to see when it comes to youth dialogue. Tell us some of the topics that you want us to treat, and the list goes on. So to the entire production team, thank you so much for a very successful 2023. The camera operators, the editors, Aduboy, you know when I call your name, you know what it means. He's always making sure that the program is edited and it's done. The entire team, the production department, the camera crew, everybody, control room, you name it, everybody else. Thank you so much. And we are looking forward to a successful 2024. And this outfit is by House of Wax. Just go on Instagram and type House of Wax, and you will see all the amazing collections that they have. So House of Wax, I love this outfit, and I'm definitely coming back. Keep up the good work. Check them out on Instagram. Bye for now. See you next week. Bye.